what you got there, Will?
It's the fixings for tea punch. It's the national drink of St. Martin. A couple wedges of lime, white rum, simple syrup. We made this last night from cane sugar. Stir it around with my finger. Close enough. Martin.
Cheers from St. Martin.
Oh yeah, it's good.
So before we could get here, we had a few more things we had to still do back in Nanny Key to make sure that the boat was ready.
So we've been working on replacing our manual bilge pump today, and I couldn't fit underneath the cockpit, so Kat had to go do it on her first mechanical project. You can probably hear her clunking around inside of here.
I'm still like a slippery eel right now. Old bilge pump.
The old bilge pump. The problem with this one was that this socket was cracked.
Okay.
So I couldn't fit the handle into it and couldn't use it. There she is.
How'd it all look?
Sweaty. Wet. How was that, your first mechanical project?
It was easy. In theory, like the steps of it weren't that bad. The maneuvering I had to do, however, to get in there, I was contorted nicely.
Well, good job.
Thanks.
We'll just see if it works now, but I think it will.
But that was successful. That went pretty well. Then, the second thing we had to do before we left, we absolutely had to do, was somebody had to go up the mast and check on the rigging, make sure that everything looked good.
Yeah, so once again, it's a lot easier for Kat to go up the mast.
I also like heights, and Will does not.
Oh, I hate them. Plus, she couldn't physically winch me up the mast if she tried.
Will could barely winch me up.
Hey, no, come on. Barely. That tiny speck is Kat at the top of the mast, taking selfies.
Not gonna fall off the boat.
Yep.
And if we did, that we had procedures and gear in place to...
Pretty much you just don't want to fall off the road. That's kind of the number one thing.
And then we waited for a good weather window.
It was the first
Yeah.
break in the weather when we looked at the forecast that we saw, and it turned out pretty good.
All right, we just left the dock.
Hopefully for the last time.
Ready for 24 to 30 hours?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Beginning of hour 3.
And we are about to leave the British Virgin Islands and be in open Atlantic Ocean. That's Round Rock. That's Ginger Island. Once we're past those two, we're doing it. All right, start of hour 4.
Been at it for 3 hours. Look how far away land is.
Those are the Virgin Islands in the background, finally starting to recede a little bit.
Look at our sweet setup.
Yep. Locked in place, can't fall overboard. We're finally in deeper water, I think a couple thousand feet at this point. The swell is starting to even out a little bit. Still coming from 2 directions, north and east, but it feels pretty good. Well, we just plotted our last point in daylight hours. A couple more minutes, the sun's going to be down. So we're having sundowners. And yeah, things are going great. Averaging 5 knots.
Okay, I'm cheating. We're not at the next hour yet. But this is what we're doing right now. Oh, it's so good. Alright, it's about 7:15.
Yep.
We just had some food, but check out our light source tonight. Almost a full moon. It looks better in person than it does in this video. But yeah. It's amazing how dark. It is at 7. We started doing 2 hours on, 2 hours off shifts, and for me it was my first time sailing at night, and it was awesome.
At about midnight, I saw the lights of a ship on the horizon. I don't know, maybe 5 miles or so away, pretty far away. But then it suddenly started lighting up with orange flashes, like big flashes. It looked like artillery. Like I thought that maybe the Dutch Navy were having a live artillery. Securite, securite, this is cruise ship, whatever, at whatever coordinates, ceasing fireworks show. Good night, out. That made more sense. Fireworks makes a lot more sense than unexpected artillery.
We made it through the night. I made it through my first night. Well, I'm not gonna say the passage. The passage's not done, but I made it through my first round of sailing in the darkness.
You did great.
I woke Will up once because I thought a ship was coming right at us. It turned out it was just the reflection of our running lights. I almost woke Will up because I thought a boat was coming right at us, but I realized that was a star and held my tongue. Other than that, it was uneventful and really calm and very pleasant. We reached St. Martin early in the morning and were greeted by a rainbow. Just like that, the true adventure had begun. The training wheels that are the BVIs were behind us. Now, we're going to face true trade winds, ocean swell, and who knows what else as we continue to move south. Anse Marcel was our first stop.
Anse Marcel is a tiny little harbor on the northeast corner of St. Martin, and it's a special place for me because I used to work for a company called Broadreach that teaches high school age students to sail and scuba dive on month-long liveaboard trips. And that company based their Caribbean operations out of Anse Marcel. So it was neat to make our landfall there on our own boat.
Yeah.
And even though there was no one there, since it's the off season, it still felt a bit like a homecoming. So we're at the Broadreach pad. This is where the whole show is ran from. So let's go take a walk around. It doesn't look like much at the moment, but when you got 50 dirtbag sailors and dive instructors, it's a pretty good time.
Tell us about your sleeping accommodations.
Oh God. So up in that tin roof, there's a loft. It's about 5 feet high, and we had, I don't know, 40 cots set up there. Got a bunch of fans, and we'd all pile in there until we had all the boats ready. And once we're on the boats, obviously we're not staying here, but hot and sweaty, but we usually slept pretty well.
Since then, we've been exploring the island. We decided to make the short half-mile sail over to Grand Casse and have a night out. Look at the size of our courtesy flag that was left on the boat. It's bigger than our U.S. flag. We may need to get some new ones.
No, the Coast Guard will appreciate it. We're extra courteous. So we're in Grand Casse, and this is the culinary hub of St. Martin. You got fine French food and cheap local barbecue.
Where are we going?
We're going to Sky's the Limit for ribs food. Rib food.
And my homegrown snapper. Yum tea.
So all these Lolos, like they're all together under one roof, and they all serve basically the same food, but the color of the seating indicates which restaurant you're in. So blue seats are Sky's the Limit. That's our restaurant. The green one, I think, is the Rib Shack. There's a bunch of others.
From Ribs Food, we headed to Kalmos for our first tea punch of the trip. This is super rad. Since then, we've been exploring the island.
Yeah, we rented a car for a couple days, drove around. St. Martin's a unique little place, and then I think it's the smallest body of land in the world that's divided between two sovereignties. You've got the Dutch side and the French side. In an area that's tiny and has no obvious border, the difference is striking. Oyster Pond's a good example. One side is Dutch, one side is French, and you're on the Dutch side of the harbor, and there's like a 10, 15 story tall hotel. They mainly serve American foods. The convenience stores have American goods. They maximize their money well and do a good trade. The other side has no big hotels. It's just private homes, and they're all small and colorful. And the convenience stores have baguettes and brie and charcuterie
And wine.
and great food, and are all a bit shabbier because they probably have no money. But
They're wonderful.
yeah, the French side's great.
And I
Dutch
can
side,
pretend like I know how to speak French.
I learned this. Désolé, je ne parle pas français. Which is, sorry, I don't speak French.
Not really.
Wait, what'd you say?
Je ne parle pas français.
Pas français?
What?
Oh, there's two, a pas and a pas. Je ne parle français.
You got the pas.
Je ne parle pas français.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I've been dropping that one on the locals.
Shockingly, people have been speaking to us in English.
Yeah.
When we first got the car, we pulled in to get a bite to eat, and then something really unexpected.
Excusez-moi, vous parlez français?
Oui, seulement un petit peu.
Where are you from, guys?
The States.
You have to scratch now because if you win, I write my name on the ticket. Can I see?
Oh, I got 3 sevens!
No, c'est pas truc de fou!
Okay, so we just got approached by 2 French promotion people, and we didn't think much of it, but we scratched this ticket and we got 3 sevens, which apparently...
They started squealing and giggling, so apparently they're winning some money out of it too, because we're winning something out of it. Either $1,000 in local vouchers or a dream vacation.
There's a lot of reasons we should have been suspicious.
Just won an 8-day vacation at dreamvacationweek.com.
That will only cost us $250 to activate.
Plus probably require us to sit through a week of timeshare sales programs.
What time is it?
It's 3:30.
What time did we get here?
I don't know, it was a while ago.
Like 12:31?
And they tried to get us to sign up for a timeshare for $5,000 that would be good for 1 week, a year, maybe. Now our car is blocked in.
Now we're blocked in. So after 3 hours of timeshare presentations, we
Can't escape.
we can't escape.
It was crushing. These
It was crushing.
gentlemen were so slimy. It was...
And it was like you felt personally attacked, that whatever you wanted or believed in or whatever you valued was somehow wrong. And the only thing that was right, the only thing
They
was
made
this...
Kat feel like she doesn't travel enough.
I did.
We live on a boat.
I know. I
we
was like,
sail around the world.
What are we doing with our lives? Like, we're not going to enough places. It was awful. To shake off that experience, we got in the boat, went for a sail to the other side of the island. So we just sailed over from over here. It was great. We had the rail in the water the whole time. At one point, it was up probably, I don't know, 6 inches up over the rail. So got to put this girl to work and see what the passage could have been like had we sailed in worse conditions over the Anegada passage. And we are about to head over to Club Orient.
What is Club Orient?
It's a nude beach. Uh-oh.
Yeah, being French St. Martin, I expected many more young, live French babes, but not so much at the nude beach.
Nope. So now we're hanging. We are over in Il Pinel, and as you can see, there's been lots of parties, but people are leaving for the night. It's a pretty calm anchorage, and we're just gonna hang for the next week or so until we've got to fly back